So I was on ChatGPT again, speaking French with the ChatGPT, and I just had to say again that I absolutely love it. It is an amazing, amazing tool, and it is so cool to be able to communicate with someone who is fluent in the language, and there aren't mistakes, and it is perfection, and the conversation is intelligent, which is a fantastic. It's phenomenal. It is pulling details from specific genres. We were talking about films this time. Last time we were talking about books, and it was talking about the performances of the actors and actresses in a specific film, and the vocabulary was dynamic. It was real live conversation. It wasn't, you have 10 vocabulary words and that is what you can use to communicate. It was all of the, it was, I actually speak French and I'm going to use all of the French words that I want to in this context. And it is so amazing. It is so good. And it's great because you can see all the cognates too. And so that builds fluency and understanding, and obviously it builds your vocabulary too, because you're like, oh, cognate, nice, I can use that then. And those are always just gorgeous in general, but it's so nice to talk to a robot in French. And it's written, I think that they do have like a setting or something that you can speak like verbally with an AI robot, but I haven't figured out that feature yet. I haven't looked at it, and that might be intimidating, unless you can ask, hey, can you speak slower, which would be phenomenal. Can you speak slower in French? That would be so amazing, just because, but anyway, the written words, it's great. You can see comprehension of the language. You can see the grammar. You can see how everything's arranged. You can hear, you can read the words out loud, and that you can practice speaking those new words as well as the ones that you know. And it's so cool. It's so cool. I'm nerding hard over it. I just think it is so great. And and now I have a few French films. I did take a French film class in college. French was one of my majors. But even up through, the specialisation, up through the major, through graduation, there were, people who could not really understand the language, could not really speak the language. They were just kind of repeating it or reading it a lot of times when they were trying to speak, or it was very hard to understand and comprehend. And so it's just so beautiful to actually have that well-spoken, well-used French that is reactive and alive, and it's, and relevant to what you're talking about. It is just amazing. And I just think that is so cool. And if I ever were to try and teach a language again, I would 1,000 times suggest it, because it is just phenomenal. And like I said before, you can ask, oh, I don't know what that word means. What does this mean? And it'll tell you. And it's a robot, so you don't have to feel bad. And it's just so beautiful. And I think it's great. I wish I had it like as soon as I started learning languages, as soon as I started, just because I feel like the progression probably would have been so much faster, and it would have been so much easier, like reading like novels, like the classic French novels, like that we had to do in the college French courses. And it would have just been so much easier to have some sort of AI there. So that way you can just ask, what does that mean? And even when you look in a dictionary, it might be, like vaguely related to what you're talking about, and then you're like, oh no. And because the literal translations can be very confusing too. And so it might not make sense, but then when you like have the contextualization, and then you can kind of understand it. But I think that having the AI element with that during that is so great, is so cool. We just had it when we were talking about films, and but just thinking of the capabilities of AI in language learning is just phenomenal. And I don't think I will get over that. It's too cool. So I think it's amazing, and I just want to suggest it again and again and again and again, because it's just a beautiful language, and it is such a great experience to come into contact with the beauty that is a language done well. So very cool. Very cool. I wanted to share it with you, and I will talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.